Hi,
Hey, how's it going?
I'm good. How are you? Sorry for all the changing and such.
Oh no, no, it's all good. I had my days mixed up the other day for some reason, but I'm good now.
Yeah, life happens, right?
Right, exactly.
Yeah,
Well, thanks so much for doing this.
of course. Yeah, thanks for reaching out. Any chance to talk about, this movie and, movies in general. I'm like very excited to. Yeah.
Awesome. So I guess like the first question I'll start out right off the bat is what inspired you to want to write and make the film?
Yeah, I kind of coming of age in the early and mid 2000s. I was really sort of obsessed with the high school rom-com,
Yes,
and
definitely.
just sort of rom-coms in general in that era, like Confessions of a Teenage Drama Queen with Lindsay Lohan was sort of like so iconic to me. All of her clothes and, the fact that she was so expressive and dramatic, was just incredible. Legally Blonde, 13 Going
Hmm.
on 30. Um, Jawbreaker was like
Oh my God,
huge for
yeah.
me. Um, and I just was so inspired by those sort of like, you know, stories that felt like really sort of feminine and like dramatic and playful to me. They sort of really spoke to me as a young person. So yeah, when I first got the opportunity to bring this IP and bring this story into into feature length, I sort of immediately kind of dove into more intense research on the kind of tropes of the high school rom-com,
Definitely.
and really wanting it to kind of make it my own and make it feel really really sort of resonant with those like mid 2000s iconic movies, but also do something really different. Um, yeah, so it's really sort of my kind of lifetime love of that genre and just how big those types of movies felt to me when I was a teenager.
Those are some great films. Like I remember that she's all of that. Remember that one?
Yeah.
She's all that. Like that was like another one that I remember that was pretty good.
Oh my gosh, that one was so good. Yeah. Amanda Bynes for sure. Yeah, that's another great one. There's so many, that period of time was so sort of rich with that
Hmm.
the sort of like high school dramas. And I don't really think we have that in our current market. I mean, we have like the Euphorias, which
Yeah,
is obviously sort of very iconic. But Euphoria is sort of an adult show.
yeah, basically.
Um, yeah, and I love kind of I loved the opportunity to make this movie for teenagers in the sort of YA young adult space. Um, because, I like connecting with young people, like making young women especially feel seen and heard and understood. So yeah, it's kind of missing in the
It
market.
is. It
So
is.
if I can bring that back, like let's
Oh
go.
yeah, like this film like definitely like when you see it, like even if you're just watching the trailer for it, like you can pick up on the old school vibes, and it's of course like mixed
Yeah.
with the current era too. But like it
Yeah.
definitely blends well, like the old school films, like the films you were just taught talking about, like mixed with the like new breed of teenagers.
Yeah, yeah, totally. And some of I mean, this movie and the web series that preceded it has this like huge cult following with online fandom, which has been really fun for the actors especially to interact with me a little bit, but I'm a little older than them, so I'm not like as TikToky. Um, but it's been just really fun to see audience response in that way. And in sort of digging through the mass audience response we have, I found a lot of millennial women, my age and even older, that are, commenting and making
Hmm.
their own, TikTok videos in response to the movie and being like, I'm 37 and this made me feel like I was back in high school.
Yes,
This is
yes.
so like nostalgic for the late 90s and the 2000s. So I made it totally for this like, Gen Z, Gen Alpha generation,
Hmm.
but I also, myself and most of my department heads were all millennial, really made it like for us.
Oh yeah, definitely, definitely.
Yeah.
And Shannon does like such a great job playing the lead. And
Yeah.
and how did how did you know? Like, I mean, I'm sure there were like a lot of people that all auditioned for Kaylee, and how did you know like she was the one, like she had it?
Yeah, good question. She's iconic. I love her so much. Her and I think, will really stay in each other's lives. I'm really excited to sort of see her career grow because
Hmm.
she's so talented.
Oh yeah, she killed
Um,
it.
she just killed it. Yeah, when I initially casted her for the web series version of this, it was a pretty big casting process. Because it's a really sort of like really complex character,
Hmm.
and is she goes through a lot in the movie, but she also really stands her ground. She deals with insecurity, but she also is like fierce. So this is sort of a really kind of, complex young girl. So yeah, I was looking for that kind of like quiet ferocity in the actresses that I was seeing in the audition room. Um, and also just someone that kind of had some like drama chops, that clearly sort of had some training and was, could kind of lead a movie, and
Yeah.
take on the role. I love actors. It's such a beautiful part of my job to collaborate with actors, and I can kind of immediately tell. It's sort of like a spidey sense when I'm mindful that like who has what kind of training.
Okay.
And when I saw Shannon for the role of Kaylee, I immediately knew that she was a musical theater
No.
person. Like I just
Nice.
knew. When actors are trained in theater, they have like their emotional responses are really
Oh,
big. Because in theater you need to project to the
true.
back of the house. So she had this sort of like emotional bigness to her that was like really like bubbling over. Like her anger was like real anger. Her softness was like really delicate. So she felt like a real dramatic actor that could sort of like project, and I could tell in her vocal tone that she probably also came from like a music. She has a real kind of sing-songy way about her and her energy, and in the way that she projects her voice. So I could tell that there was musical theater in there.
Okay.
Yeah, so she just like struck me, I think. And we ran a big casting in LA, and we had a lot of people in the audition room with us for callbacks, but Shannon at the time was in Chicago, and so she remote zoomed
Oh, all
in.
right.
Um, and she was on Zoom reading with several potential Jameses. And even that, she was like not phased by it. Like she just killed it. And she was the only one that was auditioning on Zoom. And actually, David, who plays James, was also the only James that auditioned on Zoom. So it was like ended up casting the two actors that Um, so yeah, I mean, she's just a fabulous actress. And after the success of the web series, and also after working with her for on a big project and learning that she had this like incredible singing voice, which confirmed my suspicion that she was a musical theater person, and she is. Um, yeah, I wrote Keily Homecoming Dweeb, obviously knowing that I was going to bring her back to play Keily, and also knowing that she had this beautiful singing voice. So I wrote the sort of musical elements of Keily like for her.
Oh,
And then I had to like tell her that I was going to make her sing. And she was really excited, but nervous too, because she had never done that. So yeah, she's phenomenal. She's gonna be huge. I can't wait to see it all happen.
oh yeah, definitely. I mean, you can help just by the way she acts and stuff.
Yeah, she's amazing.
And every good film like that has their their heart throb, their jock, and David fit that role like to the T.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And you definitely created something with him, with David. Like I could definitely see him like being in other films playing like that kind of role.
Oh my gosh, yeah. I mean, a heartthrob has been born in that man. I mean, he is like
Exactly.
he's it's so funny because he's really tall, and he's really like muscular, and he's like this sort of very typical kind of teen rom-com heartthrob, but he as an actor and also as a person, he's like so sweet and so gentle, and so um and he's just like a real actor, like a real like sensitive, like intuitive, like really sort of beautiful actor. So he kind of reminds me of like i- someone in the track of that like Ryan Gosling space,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
he sort of has the like rom-com look, but he is such a intuitive, like really skilled, like emotional actor. So he's just a sweetheart. And he was, in some of the earlier parts of the movie where he's a real kind of like mean guy. It's such a mismatch with his heart. So
Yeah.
and their chemistry is just like beautiful. They're very good friends, and they've been through a lot together. So, they're great.
Well, they really. I mean, watching it, like you can definitely tell, like the chemistry was the chemistry was there with with the two leads, of course.
Yeah.
I mean, it's good to hear that they're friends and they got along good, because you can
Oh
definitely
yeah.
tell like when you're watching it.
Yeah, and it's for both the web series that preceded the movie and the movie, we these were not huge exorbitant budgets. These were not
Hmm.
really long shoots. I mean, we had 14 days to shoot the movie, so they really it was a really intense process. Like we moved really fast. Our days
Oh,
were
wow.
really loaded. Like we just, making this movie, we kind of all went through a lot together to get it done. Um, and the three of us, me and David and Shannon,
Yeah.
really, really leaned on each other to sort of get through the days. And as a director, it's, putting a really, really difficult schedule on actors is always a little nerve wracking, and also, I'm very protective of my actors. I'm like very stage mom like, especially when I like connect with them as people. And I love David and Shannon so much. So I felt going into like a truly kind of unhinged schedule that very protective of them. And I was never worried that they weren't going to that they were going to get through it. But, part of me was like, this is a lot to put on these young people. But their chemistry really helped us get through it. Like they were just like ready to
Mhm.
go, like every take they brought something different. They leaned on each other a lot, so I think it really helped that the three of us had kind of done it before in the web series, and also that we all just like really love each other. So yeah, they made it through like a really schedule. So let it be
Oh,
known
wow.
that they are superheroes.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the film basically is about Keily, where something happens to her in the previous school, and she gets embarrassed. Like someone steals songs, but I mean someone steals what she wrote and embarrasses her, and then she has to go to gala prep. And where did you wind up filming at? Like what school did you wind up filming at when she goes to gala prep?
Yeah. You know, it was a sort of defunct high school. Like it used to be a high school in Burbank, but there wasn't enough attendance. So now it's not a high school, but it's like a filming location. So it's basically like a live high school set. And we owned the whole high school. It's this sort of like real high school in Burbank that is not a real high school. Which, we were very grateful to find that, because we shot this in January, like when school was in session.
Oh.
So, and there was no way we could have shot at a functioning high school, because we had
Mm.
to own the whole thing. But getting applications, it's one of the only high schools like that. Like it's a full set that is kind of untouched.
Wow.
In like 2 days before, we were at other locations first, and then we were gonna end the movie at the location at that high school location for a week. And like 2 days before we were set to move to the location manager called us and was like, they want to give the location to the pit, so you guys are going to lose this location.
Oh no.
And the pit is like a wildly popular medical show, but I guess they were filming some flashbacks or something at our school location. So my line producer Barrett had to get on the phone and work some magic, and it all ended up being okay. But lots of other like big productions in LA like were trying to shoot at that location, and we were a small mid-tier, low to mid-tier budget movie
Yeah, yeah.
but we just ended up getting it. So yeah, it's kind of a strange thing, but Los Angeles is full of like strange places to shoot.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I never been there yet, but that's what I hear. Like you can like pick up and film anywhere. Like they got so many different things over there.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, filming in LA is always such a dream, because the
Yeah.
resources, the prop rental houses and the wardrobe rental houses and the locations are like unmatched. So it's always fun to film here.
And like with the film, and like mostly every teen film, they have to find their like way. Like they it has its drama and struggling to fit in with like the right people and the right clicks, and of course like I mean whether it's a series of film or like actual real life, like whenever teenagers aren't in high school, it's always a battle on like which group they're going to be with, which clique, or going to fit in, if they're not going to fit in, and love and everything else, like who to make friends with. And do you think this film like shows that struggle that she has to fit in with the people at the school?
Yeah, I think creatively, I sort of loved the concept and the container of high school, because
Hmm.
it there's so much available in the space of high school. First love, hormones, social stuff. Who you're going to sit with at lunch,
Yes.
grades, crushes, sports. There's sort of everything available.
Mhm.
It's a time whenever young people are really starting to first explore their identities. So, the idea of making with high school was saying like, it's high school, baby, it's drama. Like, so everything is so dramatic when you're 17 years old, everything feels like, kind of the end of the world or the beginning of the world. And actually right before we made this movie, I ended up, finding a bunch of journals from when I was in high school. So I sort of read, as kind of a little bit of my prep. I like read me in high school, and
Nice.
she was going through it. Let me tell you, she had a lot going on. Emily Elizabeth Thomas in high school. So I love it, and I think it was really important to me that the Kaylee character explored parts of her identity, explored sort of all facets of herself in this high school setting. But of course, at the center of the story is really like bullying and
Mhm.
how bullying kind of turns into something else. Bullying becomes first love, or bullying becomes a space where this young girl is able to stand up for herself
Exactly.
and really show that she's a powerhouse and she cannot be messed with. And it was also really important to me that Haley never allowed Gala Prep to change her, even though in the beginning of the movie she's bullied for who
Mhm.
she is. She's she's plus size, she's curvy, she's quirky, she's got this sort of strange sense of humor. And she's also kind of a rebel. She comes into this very preppy environment wearing fishnet stockings and like covered in glitter and fun like punk rock jewelry, which is
Yeah.
very intentional. She comes into this world kind of like a bomb of like glitter and like, weirdness. And she disrupts the environment. And
Mhm.
a lot of, even some of those mid 2000s movies that I love so much, a lot of them show the lead character kind of changing in response to the hardship they're facing in high
Yeah.
school.
Yeah. Exactly.
But it was really important to me that Kaylee came into Gala Prep and was like, this is who I am, and everyone needs to get used to it because I'm not changing.
I
And there
like
was
that.
no
I
like
like it.
makeover or glow up sequence for Kaylee. Like she remained who she was from beginning to end. And she demanded that people change in response to her rather than the other way around. So yeah, I think it does. I think it represents sort of a lot of the emotional turmoil, the fun, the
Mhm.
exploration, that, high school brings forth in young people. And Kate, like, by the end of the movie, I mean, the smart people know from the very beginning that Kaylee is the coolest girl at that school. But if you don't know that in the beginning, at the end, when she's able to sort of, we see her go on her whole journey and she's expressed all these different sides of herself and she performs at homecoming. Everyone should be aware that that is the coolest girl at that school. So, you
Definitely.
know, yeah,
Definitely.
I always love, fighting for the underdog. It's always
Oh yeah, of course.
part of my creative ethos. So yeah,
No.
I think it does kind of, she goes through a lot and she prevails. So I think it does, show all that identity seeking journey that high school brings.
Oh yeah. And I love like when she first comes to the school and you could see that she likes David, that she's not sure if David or if he's just playing with her head and then like the whole like love triangle thing
Yeah.
but like I love like how it's like a slow burn with them. Like, I mean, I'm not going to give away the film or anything, but like, they're like when you are on a roller coaster ride, whether they end up together or not.
Yeah, totally. Yes. Yes. Thank you for recognizing the real roller coaster that I did.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think something that was really important to me going in was, the roller coaster of teenage girl emotion. I wanted to take it really seriously. Like I think intense like feminine emotionality is in our usually sort of seen as a bad thing, or
Mhm.
seen as something that is not worthy of serious discussion or not worthy of a movie being made about it. So I came in being like, Kaylee has this like incredible journey, internal journey where she, meets James. She has an initial like attraction. Her sexual attraction grows. It's sort of an awakening of her desires. There's these like beautiful fantasy sequences in the movie where, she fantasizes James like taking off his shirt and rubbing himself with
Yeah,
baby oil in the library, which is, that's reality. Like
it
when
is. It
teenage
is.
girls are having their first crush and their desires are being awakened for the first time. Like these are the types of things that they fantasize about. This
Oh yeah, of course.
boy rubbing himself with oil like Fabio, it's,
Yeah.
I wanted to treat it really seriously. I wanted to be like, this is the journey that she's on and this is valid to make a movie about, and it's valid to use like gorgeous lensing and gorgeous cinematic language to capture this teenage girl's desire.
Exactly.
And I wanted to take Haley's internal world seriously. And I think I did. So yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely. And of course, without giving a lot away, is there a certain scene that you had the most fun shooting?
Oh my gosh. The scenes in Kaylee's bedroom are really, really special to me. I love just the production design of the bedroom. My fabulous production designer, Ali Isaacson, and I sort of built that world really intentionally. Photographer Shannon Palmer just spent so much time and energy figuring out how to lens and light that world in a way that felt like a really beautiful kind of safe cocoon. And I kept I kept calling those sequences in the bedroom my virgin suicide scenes. Sofia Coppola is like a huge influence on me. And the movie Virgin Suicides is probably one of the most seminal movies for me as a filmmaker. Just the sort of like girlish, coquettish, like beautiful visual language that she brings to movies. Um, so yeah, just all of those sequences of the girls, the three best friends kind of laying on the bed and
Mhm.
eating, stuffing themselves with junk food and sort of talking trash about the boys and just girlhood, I
Oh
think
yeah.
those were my favorite scenes. And I love doing scenes about female friendship. I think
Right.
it's really beautiful. Like it's such a huge sort of part of my life. Like my girlfriends are my total salvation and have always been. So I love kind of the giggly, like whispering, like just adorable, inner worlds of female friendship. So those scenes were really special to me. And that set in particular is so special to me. When we had to break it down, when we
Mhm.
left that location, I was like in tears,
Oh
like
no.
watching my production design team, like take apart Kaylee's room. Me
Yeah.
and Shannon were kind of just standing there being like, no, like Kaylee's bedroom must live
Yeah.
forever.
Yeah.
And when I was a little girl, I had an all pink
Oh,
room.
really?
I would not let anything pink, so my walls were bubblegum pink. Um, and when I told my production designer, I want bubblegum pink walls and like bright blue carpet, I didn't realize until later. I was like, oh my God, I'm just like recreating my like bedroom when I was 7. So yeah, those are really special scenes. And then Kaylee and James have a really amazing scene in that bedroom as well,
Hmm.
where James comes over, and they have kind of a private moment in Kaylee's bedroom, and it's a really sort of special, sweet scene. It's the first time in the movie that we see them both kind of let their walls down and they're really honest with each other about what they're each going through. And
Yeah.
it's a really beautiful scene. So yeah, Kaylee's bedroom forever.
Yes,
So
exactly.
good.
And you touched on it earlier too. Like I I love like how this shows like the ups and downs of everything, and it shows you how something bad happened to her, but she was able to overcome it and
Yeah.
come out on the top. And I love seeing like feel good, like coming of age films like that, where you're rooting for, you're cheering for her to actually like something good happen.
Yeah. 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 I think, the Kaylee character has such a resilience to her, sort of a natural resilience. But I think that's also something that's just really seminal in my own career, writing and directing movies about female resilience. Seeing young women and girls overcome hardship and the sort of realness of that. It's overcoming hard things doesn't always look like Hollywood.
Yeah,
It's messy, it's fumbling, there's mistakes along the way, there's trauma, there's anger, there's sadness, there's joy, showing sort of the full spectrum of female emotion while we're overcoming things that life throws at us, or and making it really honest, I think is really, really important to me. So and Shannon, she brought a lot to that as well. Like she had a lot of
hmm,
ideas about how Kaylee, where she would be at internally, during these like difficult moments, and she brought like real emotional intelligence to this 17-year-old character. So yeah, I think Kaylee's very resilient. And I hope Kaylee can be kind of I think she is, and I hope she continues to be kind of a for girls on the internet that are watching this movie.
yes, definitely, definitely.
Yeah, yeah,
And this has nothing to do with the film, but what kind of music do you like listening to? Like what's on your playlist?
yeah. That's a great question. Like I, in preparation for making this movie, I listened to the Virgin Suicide soundtrack like a lot. And that was sort of created and composed by the band Air. And I love Air a lot. I think, that band is like, has such beautiful instrumentation.
Hmm.
I always say I love girl rock. I love Fiona Apple. I love, Avril Lavigne, like from the mid
Avril Lavigne,
2000s.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, a lot of like beautiful alternative girl rock. I also listen to a lot of classical music when I write, like Bach and Mozart.
Oh wow,
Um,
okay.
I'm sort of a nerd in that way. Yeah. Classical music is like really incredibly calming to me.
Oh nice.
Um, yeah, yeah. But I would say kind of like, um, there's this artist named Katie Gavin that I have like totally fallen in love with.
Oh, I
She
never
just went
heard of
on
her.
she just went on tour with Lucy Dacus,
Okay.
from Boy Genius, and I love Boy Genius. I love Lucy Dacus. I love Phoebe Bridgers. Um, and yeah, Katie Gavin just opened for Lucy Dacus on tour, and she has this incredible like ethereal voice, and She's phenomenal. I also just saw FKA Twigs in concert for the first time.
Nice. Yes.
Oh, and she, like, her athleticism and her dancing, and she's like a goddess. I'm
Oh,
like
yeah.
obsessed. She's incredible. And like I love Charlie XCX and Addison
Yeah.
Rae and
Yeah.
Chappell Roan and the pop girlies, the like weird pop girlies. I'm obsessed with them. So yeah, I guess like very feminine music.
Right.
Sometimes when my boyfriend puts on like really hardcore rock and roll, I'll be like, this is boy music and I'm not interested. He likes girl music too though. But yeah, so probably just like very girly music is kind of my vibe.
So I take you won't listen to Ozzy Osbourne or
You know, I can respect it. Like I truly can. I've actually seen him live when I was like a teenager when I went to
Oh,
Austin
okay.
City Limits. And I can respect it. Like I'm here for it. He's an icon. But I definitely would not choose to listen to that like in the car, you know? Like I'm listening to like Fiona Apple, you know?
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
Um, yeah, but I respect it. There's a lot of like really beautiful, amazing boy music, and I'm here for it.
Okay.
I just don't know that I'm their audience.
Well, yeah, 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 true.
Yeah, yeah.
So what do you think would be your go-to karaoke song if you were gonna do one?
Oh, you know, karaoke. I have mixed feelings about karaoke. I don't know.
Okay.
Like, I was a big karaoke girl when I was in my 20s, and I was like living
Yeah.
in New York, and we would karaoke like every weekend. I have
Nice.
to be in the right mood to do karaoke, and it has to be the
Okay.
right vibe. But I think I love to whip out like a Dolly Parton, 9 to 5, Jolene. I think Jolene. I think I've done the most Jolene. Best friend and I have been known, or we were known in our 20s to like karaoke Alanis Morissette, like at the top of
Oh
our
yeah.
lungs, like Jagged Little Pill. Yeah. So Alanis Morissette, Dolly Parton. I think those are probably my picks.
I I love it. Like when I'm at karaoke and someone sings you ought to know, I'm like, yeah.
Oh my God. Like it like does something to my soul that is so gorgeous and amazing.
Yeah, exactly.
She's, an icon. And actually, a lot of the female singer-songwriters that I mentioned earlier are probably hugely inspired by her. She's
Oh yeah.
kind of like one of the OG, like, baddies.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah. I can, like, specifically remember, like, drinking a bunch of tequila in my 20s and doing a lot to know, like, in the Lower East Side in Manhattan, like, for sure.
So I was just recently at a karaoke and someone did a song that I haven't heard of since I was younger. Do you remember that Meredith Brooks song, Bitch? I'm a bitch. I'm a
Yes.
love. Someone
Oh
sang
my
that at
gosh,
karaoke
that's
and
such a deep cut.
I know
Wow.
it took me back to when I was younger. I was like, oh my God, I completely forgot about this
Wow.
song.
That was a good one.
It was,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's a real deep cut. Yeah, sometimes that'll happen to me where I'll be out anywhere like at a restaurant or a bar or something and I'll hear something and it really like the other night I was somewhere, I don't remember where, but a Simple Plan song came on and I was
Yes.
like, "Oh my God."
Yeah.
Like I forgot that I had a whole era of my life where I was sort of in love with Simple Plan. Like this is so
Nice.
yeah, deep cuts are the best.
Oh yeah, definitely for sure. And I always ask my guests this because I'm a really big horror fan. Are there any horror
Okay.
films that you like to watch?
Yes. I mean, the horror genre is like so crazy. I love it. I would
Nice.
love to do a horror movie.
Oh my God, yes.
Uh, let's see. Did you see that movie Titan?
Wait,
It's like
no.
it's a body horror. It's phenomenal.
Oh
It's
my
like
God, I have to see that.
it's really cool. It's about this girl that sort of like has like a sexual relationship with a car, and then she like gets pregnant with a car baby, and it kind
Oh
of like
my
rips her body apart. It's sick. Like it's so cool. It's really
God.
cool. I loved Babadook. Um,
Yes,
I
yes.
loved Babadook. Um, what was that Justin Long movie where he goes in the basement?
The Barbarian.
Oh, yeah, Barbarian. Yeah, that was brilliant. Like absolutely brilliant. Yeah, horror movies are so fun.
They
Genre
are.
movies in general are just so incredible. You know, like fantasy, horror. I would like love to do a horror movie.
That would be
There's
so
all
awesome.
I just saw this a bunch of people sent me this trailer that came out recently, this horror movie called The Ugly Stepsister, I think it was called. I think it's a
I have to
French.
watch that yet. Yeah.
Yeah, I really, there's something really cool about like female horror directors that are doing body horror, and they're sort of like doing these horror movies about, these body horror movies about
Yeah.
what it is to be, but it's a body horror. And that is like so incredibly interesting to me. Yeah, I have to see that one.
I that's funny you mentioned because I was saying earlier in the week I was like the Ugly Stepsister. I really want to see this movie because
Yeah,
I
it looks
finally just
really
saw the
good.
trailer.
Yeah, the trailer's amazing. Like
Yes.
yeah, it
Yes.
really it's like really good, really well cut trailer. Whoever cut that trailer like needs a raise. But I
Right.
think in the sort of genre world, like horror fantasy, it's like a very male dominated space. So I would love to get in there and do some weird horror fantasy stuff. I need to like write a horror because
Yeah, definitely.
horrors are really easy to get financed.
Yeah, yeah. Like,
As I've found
and they're
out.
fun to make.
Yeah, they're totally fun to make. Yeah, so stay tuned. Maybe there'll be a horror movie by.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another great edition of my Grue Rume Show. For the Grue Rume Show today, got a very awesome guest. She's a writer and filmmaker. I'm talking about Emily Elizabeth Thomas, and she wrote and directed this new film called Keily Homecoming Dweeb, and I'm really looking forward to talking to her about the movie. It's a really coming of age film, and it definitely is a great film, and you definitely should go check it out. I am Rocco Cross. I am the host at Stutters. I am the host of the Grue Rume Show, and my interview with Emily be coming up very soon. This is my Grue Rume, and as always, my Gruelings. Welcome to my nightmare. So stay tuned.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
There we go. We're back. We're back.
And well, I mean, I was coming to the end before Zoom was being rude. So, the last question I'm going to ask you is, where can fans watch the film and follow you at?
Yes. So you can watch the film on the Candy Jar app on your laptop or your iPhone. Candy Jar is a streaming platform that does young adult romance stories. So you can watch it on Candy Jar on your phone, or my preferred way of watching is you can download the Candy Jar app on Roku and watch it on your TV. Bigger frame, more in-depth coloration on a TV. So download the Candy Jar app on Roku and watch Keily Homecoming Dweeb. And you can follow me on Instagram at Emily Elizabeth Thomas. I don't have TikTok, so don't try to find me there. And I don't have Facebook, and I don't have X, and I just have Instagram. So follow me on Instagram.
Okay. So like you were saying, like you're not doing the TikTok trends for the movie, right?
No, I mean, sometimes like I do a lot of commercial work too, and sometimes
Hmm.
both this movie, Kelly Homecoming Dweeb, and some of my commercial work will like be going like sort of viral on TikTok. And
Okay.
I'll have friends like sending me TikToks being like, "Isn't this your feature film?" And I'm like, "Okay." So I have like a burner account on TikTok where I just go, and when I know that my work is like trending on
Yeah, yeah.
TikTok, I go and watch it. And I will go and watch on my burner account a lot of like Kaylee Homecoming Dweeb fan edits, because there's like
Okay.
hundreds of like fans that have done their own like little like thirst trap edits who are like obsessed with David, and they're like, he's the love of my life, and they're doing these edits. So I will
They
go watch that, but I don't engage on TikTok. I've been told that I should, but
mhm.
it just is not for me. I want to make movies. I don't want to be on TikTok, but no judgment for anyone that's on TikTok.
They probably edit the video with David like slowly taking off his shirt and like
That's
slow motion.
exactly, yeah, that's exactly what it is. That's like all that they are. Yeah.
See, I was telling you, you created something with him.
Yes, 100%. Yes. I would love for him to be a rom-com icon. Let's go.
Yeah,
He
exactly.
deserves it, and he can do it.
Definitely, definitely. Well,
Yeah.
it was it was very nice meeting you. Thank you
Yeah,
so
you
much
too.
for doing this. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, this is great. Thank you so much for having me. And I love kind of the conversational nature of the interview. And yeah, I'm excited to see it and keep following all of your interviews. And yeah, thanks so much.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, definitely have an amazing day and great weekend.
Thanks, you too. Bye, Rocco.
Bye.